you know what? I hit start. So now we did our real sound test. Can I get my fake one? I'll say something. Slippery little salamanders. I sound fine. Bet you, Joe.
This is an inside job.
Yeah, that's good. Shags, are you there?
The audacity.
Yeah, so good. That's a bit loud. Now who would do that? Who is sneaking around in the background trying to make our sound too high? I think something's going on. I don't know about you guys, but it seems to me pretty convenient that on this, our 141st episode, 1 + 1 + 4 = 6, that there are 3 of us, which times 2 is 6, and this is the 6th day of the week if you don't count. That we started, if you started on Saturday, which is the 6th day of the week, that's 6666. Okay? I don't know about you guys, but to me, that's too many coincidences, too many, conveniences. Something's going on JBC. I'm Joseph. I'm Jason Neil. I'm Jason Mark. This is, with me is Joe Neil, and also in the studio is the one and only, the bestest Shags. And if you guys noticed, like I did, wow, that intro went by fast. If you guys noticed, like I did, that our show went from okay to awesome when a certain Semite joined the group. I'm not trying to say the Jews run everything. I'm just saying.
It's a conspiracy.
Something's happening.
Hi, guys. I love you so much. And I've had so much fucking fun doing this with you.
Has it really been 2 years?
I mean, I kind of Instagram bullied you into this episode, so it's totally fine. I'll eat it. But thank you.
I have to make a confession.
Yeah.
This is the type of thing that I would be on top of, and I should have saw this coming.
Yeah.
Your anniversary, your 2nd anniversary on the show, but I was a little distracted by my own child. So I'm going to use my child as an excuse for the first time.
Whoa,
you're the last time.
Wow.
Yeah. Just putting it out there, huh?
Are you just going to put it out there now?
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there.
Wow.
Are you just going to? Oh, okay.
So let me see if I got this straight, Joe. Are you trying to tell me that you knocked up your wife just so you would have an excuse not to remember that this is the 2nd anniversary of Shags being on the show?
Yes, I conspired to forget about the anniversary of Shags being on the show by
having a child.
Yeah, by getting my wife pregnant. It was all a conspiracy.
Okay, you know what? I think on today's show we should, therefore, to celebrate Shags, we should talk about conspiracy theories. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The conspiracy here is that we all knew before you, Joe. I'm sorry.
Actually, I wanted to ask. I know it occurs to me that I was maybe like 6th or 7th person to know down there.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Jason, admit it.
Now,
did she call and tell you before I knew too? Did you know? I think I told you, right?
Actually, okay.
You pretended to know.
Sorry, I'm sorry I have to tell you this, but I figure honesty is, the best way to maintain a relationship. When you got off of her and fell asleep, she called me and said, I think this time it works.
This is it, Jason.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, congratulations. Good. Yeah. So I guess technically.
Send message.
Yeah, it was my voicemail because it's really late at night. Yeah. So there you go. Well, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Shags. Congratulations to us, honestly, because if Shags has been here for 2 years, that means we've been here for like 2 years and 2 months. So. Boom.
Yeah, and we're about to have a JBC freaking baby.
Yeah.
I mean, we're evolving, guys.
Yeah. Literally.
Watch out.
Well, Laura and I are really, we're happy to become parents. Many of the people in the JBC family are parents, including you, Shags, and you, Jason, and there's Tomedian, and of course our dads, and Tim Bay is on the show. He's a dad.
Yeah.
It's
Marcus.
a family show.
A bunch of people are parents. So now I get to joke around about being a parent too.
Yeah.
So
Well, cool. Welcome. You can get your very own little asshole. Congratulations.
Yeah. That's what we're thinking in terms of names. If it's a guy.
Yeah.
Little asshole.
Asshole Christ.
Asshole Christ.
No, I mean, yes. I'm sorry. I'm not calling all kids assholes.
Oh, come on now. The topic's
just a few.
Just a few, all of them. Come on. I haven't. Listen, different subject for a different day. I'm
glad that you bullied us, Shags, on Instagram, because this is an important day, and we get to talk about conspiracies because that's something we know you love.
Mm-hmm,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
and I
what
know
she
that
says.
I didn't see that coming. You had to alert me to it that it was your anniversary. But I think by the end of the show, I will have redeemed myself, perhaps.
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. We'll see.
Okay. So what's the first conspiracy we should talk about?
Anybody
want to start us off?
Yeah, I'm going to get this off my chest. I was part of. You know what? No, I want Shags to go first.
No, okay. I'm literally dying to hear what you guys are going to say. Please.
Okay. Well, let's just do a quick gloss of the famous ones, and then see if anybody wants to jump in. Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
I think probably one of the biggest ones is the mafia killed JFK. Right. That's a big one.
Okay, that's on my list. Okay, that's there.
9/11 was an inside job. Another great big one. Right.
Oh, our favorite topic, Joe.
Yeah.
I know we're going to touch that one.
A sort of overreaching kind of conspiracy theory that feeds into others is the whole Illuminati thing, right? The Illuminati.
Jay-Z, Beyonce, we know you're out there.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that was part of it, but there you go. So that's another big one. Let's see. Chemtrails is another big one.
Chemtrails.
Oh yeah.
Anything involving Trump. I mean, really, that's kind of like, it's not a conspiracy because the guy just fucking admits it every day, but... Anyway, there's that going on. You know, Pizzagate and Deep State and all that stuff.
Okay, Pizzagate. Are you talking about Chuck E. Cheese Pizzagate?
Oh, no. Let's hear about that. Yeah.
Wait,
he's a fucking rat. I knew it.
Yeah, the fucking fucker. I mean, wait, what do you mean? I could have sworn we've had this conversation before, but so there's a conspiracy that Chuck E. Cheese reuses / recycles old pizza. So, like, if you were to look it up right now, like there's actually a whole documentary on it. His name is Shane Dawson. Love you, Shane. You just, if you look at the round pizza, it's never round and the slices are never equal or I mean, laterally or any, it just doesn't make sense.
Oh, wait. I knew nothing about this, by the way.
I know. It's heartbreaking. So baby JBC, like, you know, prepare.
This is the world that I'm bringing a child into.
I know.
So what you're saying is they get the leftover slices and then they just kind of like they put them back together like a puzzle, and it's correct. Like it's not even a real. It's not even really round. It's like this half-ass shape with a bunch of different sizes of pizza slices. That's fucking terrible.
But you can still get beer there. So what do? You still go. Okay.
I am looking at a photo, and you're absolutely right. These slices don't match the lines that they're cut. You can't say that this was cut straight across because they're not. Ooh. Yeah.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. I mean, it's groundbreaking.
Is that Pizzagate?
That's what I thought you were talking about.
That's not Pizzagate. No. Pizzagate was the allegation that the Democrat. You guys haven't heard of Pizzagate?
Well, shit. You know, what was I supposed to think?
Pizzagate. What else could Pizzagate be? This is serious.
Pizzagate is the allegation that the Democrats were running a child sex trafficking ring out of the basement of a pizza parlor in Washington, D.C. And it got so bad that a dude even showed up there with a shotgun one day, only to find this pizza place didn't have a basement. And amongst other things that showed that this was just absolutely ridiculous. So, no, that's a different...
And all it had was mismatched pizza. There was no kids for sale. There was no sex racket.
Weird. Sham.
So I'm going to be a little bit pedantic here. Would you put the Chuck E. Cheese recycled pizza thing into the conspiracy theory bucket or in the urban legend bucket? Where would you put it?
Aren't some of the... I think maybe that fits into both.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, there's definitely going to be overlap for sure. And I don't want to not talk about one just because we put a label on it. So, I guess I'm saying, like, what perpetuates this as a conspiracy? Is it that Chuck E. Cheese does it because, the Sandinistas are selling arms in the back of the video game repair shops? I mean...
Well, all it takes to be defined as a conspiracy is that kind of people had to conspire. Like, people had to get together and decide that this was a good idea and then move forward with it in secret. And it's a bad thing.
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
There are no good conspiracies.
Did
right?
you hear?
Well, every single surprise birthday party is a positive conspiracy.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
No, but not this fucking pizza thing.
I swear this was troubling me too, because when I was thinking about all of these random, thoughts that go through my head, I'm like, well, is this really a conspiracy, or is this just like a thought? So I thank you for bringing that up, because I couldn't figure it out myself. But yeah, I agree, Joe. It's all conspiring.
Well, I'll tell you what, there are archetypes of conspiracies according to Wikipedia. Now, I don't want to get too scholarly here. I just want to talk some shit and just have some fun. So, Shags, other than Chuck E. Cheese Gate, do you, or maybe there's a better word for it, do you have a favorite conspiracy? Is 9/11 as an inside job your favorite, or do you have a different one you want to bring up?
Well, it's not my favorite. There's one, I don't know. I mean, do you want me to deep dive? Because there's one that like actually bothers me. Yeah. And it bothered me for such a long time that it was like, I know I brought up, I was like, okay, let's do conspiracies. And I have all these ones in my head, but there's only one that I kind of always have thought about and I looked into. And that's the only wormhole I went down. It was bad, guys. I'm talking about the death of Brittany Murphy. Okay, guys, Brittany Murphy.
Never heard of this. Okay. I knew that her death it seemed a little bit mysterious, or maybe drug related.
Well, yeah. Okay, so Brittany Murphy, guys, like Clueless, 8 Mile.
I had a huge crush on her.
Right, right. Everyone did. I loved her. Anyway, a long story short, her and her husband both died under very bizarre circumstances. She died first, then he died 5 months later. Same reason, whatever. And guys, the shit I found online, it's like not normal. It's weird. Like,
break it down.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you the theories really fast, and then you can tell me what you think. So first theory is she was poisoned. Okay. The second theory was that it was the government. The third theory was that was her mom. And the fourth theory was that Harvey Weinstein did it. Okay.
I like that last one. I mean, I don't like that she's dead because I loved her to pieces. But you know who she was really good in? That movie where the documentary about the beauty pageant. What was it? Dead something.
Drop Dead Gorgeous.
There you go. Yeah, loved her in that. So what's the background on all this? I mean, why?
Well, okay. So I don't know why. Well, okay. So it was weird. They both died. You know, first people were saying it was toxic mold, or she had pneumonia. She was anemic, like blah blah blah. You know, normal things, but. 2 people don't die of the exact same thing within 5 months when there's already people saying there's weird things surrounding that house. And by the way, side note, the house that they died in, Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears shared for a short time. And Britney never liked that house either.
Okay? So it's cursed.
I mean, what else do you want me to say? Should I even continue at this point?
Yes, you should.
I mean,
well, if it's a curse, it's a curse, right? But let's say it's a conspiracy. So who would conspire to kill Britney and why?
Okay, so I'll get there. So there's a million of them, and I won't even. I like the main 4 I just mentioned, but the ones that kind of freak me out the most is her dad actually, like, I think he had like a toxicology report done, and it showed like high levels of not mercury, metals in her hair. And so that was weird, I guess. But I guess you can also have high levels because you dye your hair. And the dad is a complete creep. He was never a part of her life, like ever, until she was dead. And then he started talking to the press, like kind of like a Meghan Markle situation. I don't know if you pick up what I'm throwing down, but
and what are the ideas about, like, why would he want her dead?
He didn't want her dead. I mean, I think that he just was jumping on the like conspiracy theory train so he could get money. So yeah, there was all sorts of weird things. Okay, so then the creepiest conspiracy theory I heard about her death was like it was like a Homeland Security breach. Guys, there's actually a documentary about this. Jeez. Like a full-fledged documentary and a few podcast episodes about this.
How did Brittany what did she do, allegedly?
She apparently was friends with a whistleblower, and she witnessed something that she wasn't supposed to witness, and she was killed by the government. And her dad,
and of course,
her dad jumped on that one too. And so I guess, like, yeah, I don't know. If you guys are bored, look into this.
Keep going,
it's freaking bananas. And yeah, so there's.
Did you ever hear like what was the actual conclusion of the toxicology report? Like I almost envisioned like you open the toxicology report and it's just a picture of a doctor shrugging.
Well, yeah, that's the other weird thing. Like, there's not that many reports about the doctor or any of the doctors that did, like the autopsy basically just said that she had pneumonia and she was on a cocktail of prescribed legal drugs. Mm. So it was just kind of like she got sick. She had pneumonia. She was anemic. No one took her to the doctor at the right time. There's reports of like toxic mold in the bathroom. That's where they found her, I guess. But then, dude, the guy dies the same way 5 months later.
And the explanation, the plausible explanation would be
same reason for both of them.
It's the toxic mold. So they were both too.
But the mold was never proven. I know.
That's messed up.
I know. I loved her. I thought she was like, one of the cutest little things out there. And I was like, bitch, how'd you die like that? Like, what the fuck?
Messed up.
Like,
yeah. So then some people think that Harvey did it. Was that just because of,
I thought that was
your normal horrible Harvey shit.
Yeah, I thought that was the most bizarre one, but apparently it was a known feud and he had threatened to kill people before. So I thought it was like the most outlet. I had to throw it in there. I mean, come on, guys. It was out there. I told you I went deep down the rabbit hole, the wormhole. It was
Well, for this one, are you convinced? Or is it?
No, not at all. I don't know No, I don't know. But I know something shady happened. That's for sure. I don't know what it was. It was weird.
Well, that does sound shady to me.
I don't know.
I am one of those people where I'll kind of back off on my own tendency toward like scrutiny. Like I'll become less of a skeptic just because I like the eerie feeling of thinking there's a conspiracy. Like I'll suspend my disbelief just almost for the fun of it when it comes to conspiracies like these.
Well,
I tell you, that makes any sense.
I tell you, I think we come up with these theories because they are better explanations than what we're given, because we're usually given lies and bullshit. And it might be the case that when we go investigate this weirdness, we find a different truth altogether. Like it wasn't Harvey Weinstein the killer, it was Jeffrey Epstein because he thought she was too old. That might be, but the fact that
he got tired of Shelley Mescovich.
Exactly,
he was just like, bye.
But the truth comes out one way or another, and it's not. We're just not going to sit here idle and say, "Oh, she had some toxic mold and she took some ibuprofen and died." Oh darn! No. There's more going on here than that. Don't give me this crap. Okay, she was a brilliant Academy Award winning, would have been Academy Award winning when she got old and wrinkly and had to actually act instead of going off her looks. She would have been great. Okay.
Oh, man.
Right?
Oh, here we go.
No. I thought she was great. I really did. I enjoyed her in Clueless. I thought she was
I know,
adorable.
Right? She's a cutie. What the fuck, man?
She knocked out of the park in Girl Interrupted.
Absolutely.
She's talking about the eat-in chicken.
That's right.
Yeah, she's good.
She's good. All right, so
she was good in 8 Mile too, even though
we didn't like her.
8 Mile was weird. I think 8 Mile, that whole movie was a conspiracy.
How come no one has made a parody of that movie called like 7 Mile or 9 Mile? I mean, it just seems ripe for like.
They did all the Scream movies. I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Well, that's funny because I think it was Scary Movie 3. About half of that is just a spoof of 8 Mile anyway. So if you want to see a spoof of that movie,
that's
of 8 Mile, then just watch Scary Movie 3. But,
Joe,
anyways, guys, sorry, I just like fully
that's what we asked.
Brittany Murphy for like 20 minutes.
That was the whole point.
Justice for Brittany.
That's why we're here. And Shags, as you know, we have set a precedent for if we feel like the show needs to go on, it will keep going on. And Joe will spend weeks piecing it into multiple episodes. So, Joe, do you have a favorite conspiracy theory?
Well, how about this? I don't know if we really got to the bottom of the Brittany Murphy mystery.
Oh, no, and we won't. That's the whole point, right? You're never going to figure it out until she shows up and she's like, "Hi, guys, I faked my own death, and here's why." We're like, "Whoa!" And if that didn't happen, we'll never know. You know, she's just another. Who's that little girl, the cute girl in the thing with the girl pageants, the little one?
JonBenet.
Her. It would be just another JonBenet.
Yeah. You know, I lived really close to that house when that happened.
Dude, really?
Oh, stop.
I did not conspire to murder that little girl. I wasn't part of it. I was just
all
nearby.
Making sense now.
Yeah, and that was weird when that happened. I just thought that I was living in a college town. I didn't know that there was weird shit like that going on.
Oh, there is.
Frat boys burning their own couches, that was fine. But someone killing a small...
Wait, frat boys burning their own couches?
Yeah, when the Broncos won, I told the story on the podcast once, but when the Broncos won the Super Bowl, you'd think all the frat boys would have been really happy. Well, they were, but to express their happiness, they started throwing bricks through windows, burning their own couches on the sidewalks and flipping over cars and shit. It was scary. There was tear gas. And we had to hide in our dorm rooms because it was fucking nuts, man.
See, when you say frat boys, and I think fraternities and brotherhoods, and then I think Skull and Bones, and now we're back into conspiracies again. I mean, if a frat boy's burning a couch, that says to me something happened on that couch that frat boy don't want people to find out about.
Wow,
that's right.
Yeah,
and his frat brothers. Conspired with him to get rid of the evidence.
They're like, "Look, you burnt."
But they invited people over
for a Super Bowl so they could have an excuse to burn that fucking couch.
It's like,
and then everyone will be there.
It's like they called up that guy who was in charge of whatever it was, and he said, "Hire John Elway so that the Broncos can win the Super Bowl, so that we have an excuse to go nuts. So we're going to burn a couch that we murdered someone on. We'll also throw some bricks." And we'll tip over some cars to make it look like we're just riding. But that's what's happening. See, that. People are like, oh, no, you're going too far. But it's like the simple explanations are too simple. I mean, hello, I have a degree, okay? I'm not just going to accept 2 + 2 = 4. There's a little bit more to 2 and 4 than meets the eye. That's all I'm saying.
Interesting.
Do you have a favorite conspiracy theory, Joe?
Well, how about this? Before we jump into the next conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I'd like to start off a little feature that I've prepared.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
We'll do it in 4 different parts.
Okay.
It'll be fun. We'll do it after every conspiracy that we dive into, maybe. We'll see how things pan out.
Is there like an intro to this? Is there an intro music or something I should play?
No.
Nope.
It's just this. So Shags has been on the show for 2 years, maybe to the day. She's been coming on the show. And so what I wanted to do was what I call 20 questions with virtual Shags. Okay? 20 questions with virtual Shags.
Stop.
This is going to be good.
And so Shags has been on 20 shows. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview Shags, but I'm going to interview Shags from the past.
Okay.
And we will get answers to these questions from Shags.
So many suck a dicks. It's happening.
Okay, let me test the volume here.
Suck a dick and suck it.
Okay, good. So I'm good. The volumes are good. Okay, go.
But hold on now. So here's the thing. There's 20 questions, one for each Shags episode.
Wow.
So the first question will be answered by Shags on her debut episode. Okay. The second question will be from the second episode that she was on, and so forth up into
I love you guys. This is
will be good.
Awesome.
20th up into the 20th question, which will be from the 20th show she was on.
I like it.
All right. Sorry, that took me a while to explain, but so here we go. We'll start with question number 1. Shags, what was your first KKK rally like?
Of course, white people were everywhere. Exactly. And I don't want to be racist, but a big redneck feller stood at the front of the steps and said, "Who fucking invited this chick?"
I'm dying.
Okay.
I'm dying.
That was a good answer.
It was, yeah.
So let's move on to question number 2.
Yeah.
Shags, what are your nicknames for Jason, Joe, and Comedian, respectively?
Slut, bitch, and whore.
Okay. Good.
I'm sorry, Tim.
Yeah. All right. So question number 3 for the ghost of Shags past. Shags, what are your favorite things about the Halloween season?
I'm gonna have to go with fucking Jason Voorhees, murder, midgets, and boners.
Yeah. All right, so we'll just do a couple more, and then we'll keep talking about conspiracies. Question number 4. Shags, I have just accused you of farting. How do you feel?
Demoralized by this entire situation. However, if you're going to fuck with me, you should know that I don't fart. Ever.
You guys.
All right.
I'm deceased. Call 911.
All right, so one more, and then we'll dive back into conspiracies.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right, question number 5. Shags, instead of break a leg or good luck out there, what words of encouragement did you have for Jason the first night he starred in a donkey show?
Suck a dick and suck it well, motherfucker.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, we'll come. Excuse me. We'll come back to those. That's pretty
we'll
good.
come back.
I'm just gonna send that to my next job interview.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just like,
I swear to God, every time
go.
I feel like I'm sort of like you. I sit here and I push buttons and I talk, but you guys have all this fucking talent, and I know you're just gonna get picked up by some agency, and they're gonna be like, "All right, lose the fatso. You guys are awesome." Oh, so good.
You guys, I fucking love you so much. That was I can't. If you could see my face right now, I am.
We have 15 to go.
I'm dying. Okay.
Yeah, wait until some of your later answers.
Oh man,
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm about to fall over. Like, okay.
I'm really looking forward to show number 8 in particular, and I'm looking forward to show 10 as well. And I'm saying that because I can see the timestamps on all these and see which ones are the longest.
Yeah, some answers are a little bit more protracted.
Yeah, that's which is I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I might save those because I have a soundboard and it's got way more buttons on it than the old one did. So,
wow.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So, Joe, Thank you for that. We'll get back to it. We're at about the 30-minute mark, so we're going to have to come back to it several times. But before we do you have a favorite conspiracy theory, one that you know, like Shags, you're like, okay, this one is a little closer to reality than I'm comfortable with?
I'm embarrassed a little bit to admit that when that documentary Loose Change came out, about 9/11 and it being an inside job, and how, you know, the explanation presented to us was bullshit. I was really kind of dragged into that, and I feel like I was getting pulled into it. But I want to say I am not down with that conspiracy anymore, and I know Shags and I have talked about this with our significant others involved in a whole lot of alcohol, and I don't know where we landed in our discussions before.
I don't think we landed anywhere. I don't think we did.
I don't think so either. But I don't think it was an inside job. That I just want you guys to know. I used to. I really was almost there. I was like, oh my God. Oh, no. But I really want to hear – I don't think I've ever heard Jason's thoughts on that whole thing.
I'll tell you.
Can you break down – what do you think about this?
Okay, so I am not in a place where I'm going to go out and, like, stomp the streets telling people it was an inside job, because I don't have proof. But the thing that hangs with me the most out of everything else is that when they told the president, hey, the – buildings have been hit by airplanes, he didn't do anything for, I don't know how, 4 minutes, whatever. He's reading books to kids. Okay, hell of a coincidence there. But he's sitting there with these kids, and they come in, they're like, hey, Mr. President, terrorists have attacked the United States and ran planes at the World Trade Center, or the Twin Towers, and he just sits there, staring off into space. Now, I'm, as much as anyone else, going to make fun of George Bush being stupid and all this stuff, but he has had... There have been other presidents after him who are way, 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 way more stupider. So I'm actually putting him up a little bit higher than he used to be in my estimation. And I don't see him doing that unless he's just overcome with a holy shit, it's happening. Not what? Not huh? Not going into crisis mode or panic mode or explain me, but he just sits there and thinks about it, right? That to me, honestly, I'm not joking. I am not exaggerating. That to me makes me go, there's something to this. Now, you could come up and say, hey, we did an examination of Bush's brain. It turns out he is retarded and he just shut down. He had a little epileptic seizure there. Petit mal, no biggie, whatever. I'm like, okay, you could do that, but that
it could very well be that he just didn't know what the fuck to do at all. He just sat there like an idiot.
I feel like the only way that the only way I would believe anybody that would explain he did that not because he knew it was going to happen or he knew what was happening. The only way you explain to me is that he had a brain failure at that moment. He had some kind of seizure, some kind of
like a stroke?
Something. That's the only way, because if it's nothing more than like, I don't know what to do, nothing else in his life has ever indicated to me that's how he would react to those things. Do I think it's an inside job? I'll tell you what, I have not seen conclusive evidence that it's not. But then again, you can't really prove a negative. I understand that from a logic standpoint. But I have been raised in an America where there are so many things going on that it's easier for me to believe that our president sacrificed 300 plus Americans, plus all the people who've died since then, in order to go from his 55% rating to 95, how much he skyrocketed. Honestly, if you told Trump, hey, you can go from what is he at now, 45%, if you can gain 50 points just by killing 300 people, he'd snap his fingers just to make it happen. So I'm still in the wacko camp, guys. I'm still there.
Well, I backed off a little bit because, one, I think if they were going to do a planned demolition there, I feel like what that would take, there would be so much coordination and so many people involved that I don't think they would have been able to keep a lid on that. I really don't. And I think if they were going to come up with an inside job, they would have done one that would have been easier than that. I hate to say that, but I don't think they needed quite that big of a display in order to get accomplished what they needed accomplished. Though I still think that what they might have done is just really been lax on their security because they knew that terrorists were planning shit, and maybe that explains George Bush sitting there not doing anything because he's like, well, we saw this coming, we're waiting for something like this, and now we can move on it. Because I really do think they benefited from that.
Well,
like the Bush administration benefited from that situation.
Didn't they release some papers in the last 20 years or so that showed that the Japanese called us up and said, hey, we're going to bomb Pearl Harbor. And the American government said, okay, good, we need an excuse to get things rolling. And
yeah, that type of thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I would believe that absolutely 100%. I would. Yeah, and I'm not saying...
And then we were in war like 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
And then what we have, we're about to go to war, and all the media keeps throwing down our fucking throat, is the Lacey Peterson case. Because she disappeared at the same fucking time, guys.
Yeah, good point.
About like all these distractions and...
Exactly. Yeah. So much shit. So much shit.
People have said the same thing about Epstein. It's like Epstein, quote unquote, dies, and then like the next day... Oh, wait a minute. That's another thing. Sorry. Apparently Rumsfeld, I didn't know this because I'm stupid, but apparently like a few days before 9/11, Rumsfeld said, hey, just so you guys know, the Pentagon has lost $1 trillion. We don't know where it is, and we're probably never going to recover it. And people are like, what the fuck? And then 9/11 happened, and look at all the people who benefited from it. Rudy Giuliani got, 18 years of boost from it? We're finally tearing that fucker down, but...
You guys, I used to like Giuliani. What the fuck?
That dude is all teeth and stupid. I tell you what.
I know, but I'm admitting, like circa 9/11, he was the only person I looked at on TV. I hated Bush, like I was like, okay, Rudy's here. Like at least Rudy, I don't know why I liked him.
No one's going to hold that against you, Shags, because he was America's mayor and all that good stuff.
He was. Yeah. And now look at him. I mean, wow. Oh, the mighty fallen.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, it's all part of the scheme of things, right? I mean, the Illuminati there in Bavaria or wherever they are, they have decided. I'm reading this book right now called, actually they made it into a TV show called Killing Eve. The book's called Villanelle. I'm probably saying that wrong.
I've heard great things about this.
Oh, the show is the lady who plays the main character is just and
I saw the first season. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's brilliant. But they don't talk about in the show, at least not what I've seen so far. But in the book, they talk about this Illuminati-esque group that runs everything. And they're the type of people who are like, okay, make him president. Okay, now kill him. Okay, now make her the head of this. Okay, now this they manipulate it all. So. If that's what it turns out to be, I'm not going to be surprised. I really don't know how I'm going to do anything about it, I guess I'll just keep playing all these brainwashing games and watching these brainwashing TV shows that they shove down my throat. I'll keep brushing my teeth with fluoride because we know that's what they use to control us. So, Joe, we're at minute 38 now, and we've got 15 more interview questions to get through. Do you want to do a couple more?
Yeah, let's continue with 20 questions with virtual Shags.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my!
All right.
Should I do a transition like
JBC motherfucker?
You can hit that button whenever you want. I just love it. But so I'm going to ask Shags from episode 6.
Yeah.
Question number 6. That is episode 6 of her appearances.
Yeah.
This was her 6th episode. Question 6. Shags, what is the meaning of life?
I think I figured out what the meaning of life is. So I'm just going to wrap it up. Don't be a fucking dick.
It's the emphasis on the last one where she's serious.
Yeah, totally.
I love...
Are you guys ready for question number 7?
Yeah.
Question number 7. Shags, do you have any gift ideas for the holidays this year?
You can actually send a pile of shit to someone on poopsender.com. Yes, poopsender.com. You can send cow shit. You can send a rhinoceros shit. There's a combo pack. I swear to God, you guys, look it up. I'm not fucking with you. This is a true thing.
Oh my God.
I remember
you guys,
that.
Look how passionate I am about poop.
I know. You're really into it. Those
I
are
love
great
it.
gift ideas too. Great.
Hey, guys, check it out.
Okay. Are you ready?
Right.
Yeah, question 8.
Question number 8. Shags, let's say you and your family are attending a Hollywood gala event. At some point during the evening, Tony Danza accidentally steps on your daughter's toe. How would you respond to Tony Danza?
I am the most vengeful bitch. You do not want to cross me. I am a very kind person, but if you fuck with my friends or you fuck with my family, that's when the real anger comes out. Yeah. So we black out our license plate and we go to Home Depot. We get spray paint. We roll up with all of our softball bats. Totally fuck up his car and hide and watch him see what happened to his car.
Oh, no, I'm a felon. You guys, delete this whole ass episode.
How could you do that to Tony Danza?
Throw the whole thing away.
Poor Tony. He deserved it, though.
Tony Danza.
God,
it was an accident. Shags?
Don't send this as a resume. Don't.
All right, question number 9. Shags, if you and Laura Pauline started an Afro-Cuban percussion band, what would the name of your band be?
It's the Best Friend Bongo Bitches.
The BFBBs. I love them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's
and question number 10.
Yeah.
Shags, without cursing, tell us how you feel about plastic straws and their effect on the well-being of turtles.
I don't give a mother ass bitch suck my dick mother reason as to why I should care about this. I mean fuck. Oh, God.
Joe, could you ask that question again?
Oh, now tell us how you really feel, Shags.
I don't give a motherfucking cunt ass bitch suck my dick mother assholing reason as to why I should care about this.
You are the best. You are the best cursing.
Yeah, I don't. Do I even speak English?
Assholing.
That goes down as one of the best. Just streams of obscenity. Assholing.
Assholing, guys. Don't stop the assholing, okay?
Don't asshole. Oh, I love it. That's pretty good.
I am. You guys. I can't even. I don't even know.
And we're only halfway done with the interview. I like this. I like this back and forth, Joe. I like this because it's two completely different things. Or is it? Right?
Or
is it?
Dun, dun, dun.
So
it could be that we've conspired to.
It could be
on the format of this entire episode.
It might be. So
what's another conspiracy?
I can tell you the one that I lived. I can tell you the one that I lived if you want to hear. Now,
please.
You guys have heard of some people say that there's an underground city beneath the Denver airport, right? There's a whole bunch of shit.
Oh my God, I love that you're going to talk about
Oh, I'm not going to talk about that one. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, just like the fucking Chuck E. Cheeser gate, I've never heard of this one.
Yeah.
I never heard about the fucked up pizza, and I never heard about the Brittany Murphy. Just tell me about it, Jason.
All I know is that they think there's this huge city that's the headquarters of the New World Order. There's symbols on our $1 bill. They say, the airport is really, really fucking big. It's really far away from the middle of Denver. It's got Masonic and satanic symbols all over the place. Mm-hmm. And it's got murals that depict war and death. And so there's just all these factors that indicate there's something going on in motherfucking Denver airport.
It's like shaped as like K. I think it's like K's if you look at it from an aerial standpoint.
Yeah.
Like the building. Yeah. There's so much. It's a good deep dive.
Yeah.
You mean it's K's? Like it's also
like
a KKK?
Yes.
Yes. Is the KKK supposedly affiliated with the Illuminati?
I
Well, they were, I mean, any kind of force. The KKK, when you look at them, like you look granularly at what's going on, they are way too fucking stupid to have lasted as long as they did. I'm not joking. They really are. It was nothing more than a pyramid scheme. It was just, seriously, it was a profit sharing scheme. I'm not joking. Look at its history. And it was peopled by a lot of really, really, I mean, we give a lot of shit to rednecks and rubes for being stupid. And that's, your average redneck is the same as your average anybody else. Just people are average, right? But the KKK was peopled by a lot of idiots, and the fact that they lasted as long as they did, there had to be some outside agency fueling that, funding that, keeping that going. So I'm not surprised that there's an association between the New World Order and the alleged profligacy of the KKK. And you know this is true because I used to now use the word profligacy, and I don't even know what that means.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Mommy,
that was an impressive word if it really exists.
It does. Yeah. I read it in a book once. So, no, I lived I'm not going to talk Denver Airport. I lived, though, sort of a pretty significant, and it's kind of an obscure one, but basically, as you know, I live, I make a living, I try to do this fast. I make a living washing car washes, and a lot of people ask me how I got into it. Well, I was an English major in college. We've talked about that, right? And in college, I learned how to read very difficult books. Very, very difficult books. In fact, I did my master's thesis on Amy Adams' autobiography, which doesn't even exist. That's how difficult it is to read, right? So one day
that's a tough read, man.
It's really hard because it doesn't exist. And I'll get to this later, but because it is relevant. But one evening, I was just over. I just worked too hard. I needed to take a break, so I went down to the art area. What do you call it? In the university where there was an art showing. One of the professors was doing an art showing, and what it was supposed to be was he had done a bunch of sketches of erasers. Right? He'd taken his pencil and he'd just done a bunch of sketches of erasers. But when the show opened, it turns out somebody had got in there and erased all of the sketches, okay? Now, as soon as that news went out, the conspiracy theory started to fly because they're like, obviously the professor did it himself as part of the art, or, he did it himself to drum up, like, fame or news and stuff. And the thing is that there's a lot of basis to that because his asking price for these pieces tripled after they got erased. And the pieces actually got purchased by a company that I don't know what you think about this, but the company that bought them, they're in Bavaria. Okay, think about that, right? Okay. And furthermore, they went about using these pictures that they bought of erasers, and they sued companies that produce typing paper, claiming that the people who were selling typing paper were plagiarizing and stealing from their own works. They were producing literally reams of copies of these eraser art, right? So that's pretty crazy, right?
What the hell?
I know, but hey, so here's the thing. Turns out, though, the professor had nothing to do with it. Just a coincidence. Turns out that what had happened was somebody, we don't know who, but somebody had given this professor a very special pencil, okay? And it turns out that this pencil was made from a chip from the original cross that Christ was crucified on, okay? And there was a group, you've heard of the Rosicrucians, right? You've heard of the Knights Templar, right? The Knights of the Red Cross, or the Rose Cross, whatever.
I've heard of the Knights Templar.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a schism, and it's actually the Pusicrucians, okay, who were trying to get a hold of this thing, but they knew somebody was watching, and the only way they get a hold of the sliver of the original cross was to go take the pictures that the professor had drawn with the pencil made out of the cross and erase them, and then collect all of the little eraser shavings, right? And from that extract the bits of pencil off of the eraser shavings, you see? Because when people went into the show, they're like, how do you think we know you did this in advance because there's no eraser nubs like on, when you erase something, there's always little bits of eraser. There weren't any on the floor because the Pusicrucians had picked them all up to, go back and get this sliver, right? Right? Now you're thinking, okay, Jason, how did you get involved with this? Well, here's the thing. I was an up-and-coming star in the English department. I was well respected. I was writing my master's thesis on Amy Adams' autobiography, which had never been written, and everything was going great. But I accidentally got, when I was there was a stray piece of eraser nub that was just wafting in the air, and it got on me, and I was pursued by the Pussycrucians for years, okay, to get this. I didn't even know why, and then I found out later, but by then, my master's thesis had never got done. I got kicked out of the university. I was like, well, I got to get a job now. And so I was like, well, if it was Amy Adams originally, her fault, I went and got inspired by something in her book. Her father used to be a tow truck driver. He would tow trucks. And I was like, okay, well, if he tows tow trucks, then I'm going to wash car washes. Boom.
Wow, that's the backstory to your job, your career. Yep. Sorry.
Yep.
I think you should write a book about it, and it should be called The Da Vinci Chode.
Okay, Joe, we got 10 minutes left. We got 10 questions left. Let's
all right.
Oh shit! Oh my god! This is what an evening. All right.
Are we ready for question number 11?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Shags, what is your favorite movie and why?
Fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Okay, that's disgusting and fascinating.
Did you guys hear the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? I'm a good time, guys.
You definitely are. That's your name.
Thanks.
Oh yeah,
you're a fun time.
You're a laugh riot, Shags.
You're a fun time.
I mean, I'm a good time. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Check it out. Question number 12. Shags, what was high school like for you?
Really, all I did was I went to every class and I was like, okay, he's cool. She's a bitch. Be nice to her. Kiss her ass. What a loser. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
All right.
Hi, Vivian. This is your life.
Question number 13. Shags, what are your thoughts about the Trump administration?
It's very psychological. It's very depressing. It's very dark. It's just right up my alley.
Well, here's a follow-up question. What do you think of Trump's wife?
I immediately saw her and I'm like, how do I know this bitch? Oh, it's that bitch.
Oh my god. Oh my
funny.
god. A cautionary tale.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Question number 14. Shags, if you wrote an autobiographical novel based on Jason's life, what would the title of the novel be?
Butt rupture in Fucktown.
All right. That's just so accurate. Like, you don't have to write the rest of the book. That's it.
Oh
Done.
my god. That was so eloquently said. Wow.
Well, check this one out.
Okay.
I've got another question for the ghost of Shags past.
Okay.
Question number 15. Shags, what are your hopes for the future of JBC?
I hope that eventually you guys will have the strength and courage to cancel this show once and for all.
Okay.
That's fair enough. I agree with that. So, do you want to do the other 5, Joe? We've got 8 minutes left. Do you want to talk a little bit about why Coke changed? Or do you guys want to talk about Freemasonry or, I don't know.
The lizard people?
Lizard people? We could talk about that.
I don't know. I don't even know anything about that. But I heard they are people. Sorry.
It could be people.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, when it comes to lizard people are aliens, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or ancient humans, city of Atlantis. I mean, you can go all different kinds of directions with the lizard people.
Or Area 51 or Roswell. What about that, guys?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Actually, have you guys heard any of the podcasts, or have you ever heard of Bob Lazar before?
Bob Lazar, no. Educate us.
That's my uncle. I'm kidding.
In my brain, I'm actively resisting believing what this guy is saying.
Oh, yeah?
He went on Joe Rogan podcast, and he talks about how he worked at Area 51, and they were trying to reverse engineer all of these like really weird crafts, and they wouldn't tell him if these were things that they were developing, but he kind of assumed, or he deduced, that they were alien crafts, and what his job was, he's an engineer, was to try and reverse engineer these things and learn how they worked. And you guys should listen to it. Anybody, our listener, should check this out. Listen to Bob Lazar on the Joe Rogan podcast and see what you think, because a couple of things are clear. Like his entire educational history, like where he went to school and everything, the government tried to erase that. Like they tried to completely discredit this guy. And what I learned about this dude is that he actually did, I think it was like MIT or some. Yeah. He went to some engineering school.
MIT, Also and the Caltech, absolutely, yeah.
Anyway, and so they tried to actually erase that. They tried to say that he did not receive his education. And that's really fucking sketchy, man. It's really sketchy.
Do you know
I don't know. This guy, listening to that guy talk, I've come to as close as I've ever come to believing that alien crafts have reached our planet. Now,
wow.
I've always been convinced that there are aliens out there in the, well,
there's got to be something.
Yeah, I mean, the expanse of the universe as we know it, like that would be, in my mind, it would be silly to say that there aren't. There's not.
Can I say, Joe, you look like a tall gray, if I may say so myself.
I look like a tall gray?
Yeah, a little bit.
I look like a tall gray if it fucked Dom DeLuise.
That's what we're going to call your kid, Joe, Lil Gray. So we got 4 minutes left. Do we have time for the last 5 questions, you think?
Yeah. Let's just take care of the last 5 questions.
Okay. Question 15.
Oh, come on, guys.
All right. Question number 16. Shags, what is your porn name?
I hope that eventually you guys will have the strength and courage to cancel this show.
Oh, sorry. That was answer 15.
Okay. It's your first
question number
name.
16.
Okay, ask again, yeah.
Question number 16. Shags, what is your porn name?
It's your first pet's name and your first street's name. So mine is Gorgeous Orion.
Wow.
That's just interesting.
Right?
Okay, so I've been listening to this band called Steel Panther. Have you heard of them?
So weird. No, never heard of them. What is that? Who's that?
They're just so good.
What's a panther?
They're really good, and they have a song where this guy sings, I love you so much that if you were suddenly a man, I'd suddenly be gay, which was just a great line. And I just think that that's true. If my wife suddenly became a man, I would be suddenly gay too. And I hope her name would be Gorgeous Orion, because that's just a great name. Okay, answer question 17.
Thank you. I was lucky.
Question number 17.
Grew up lucky.
All right, question number 17. Shags, do you have any thoughts about animals?
Don't fuck them.
What the actual fuck is happening right now?
And just for the record,
I mean,
that laughter was not live. That was recorded. But I was laughing again just now.
Don't fuck them.
Say what, Jason? What did you say?
The laughter we heard on that clip was not live. It was from when she answered that question the first time.
Yeah, that's right. That was a bunch of us just cracking up because we couldn't handle when you said that at the time.
Okay, question 18.
Yes. Okay, question 18. Shags, what will you tell people about the hosts of JBC after the show is finally canceled?
Everyone that's interviewed in this podcast will tell you their relationship was odd. Anyway, they were both pedophiles, both basically fucked little girls in high school.
Wow. Okay,
it's fucking harsh.
For the record,
I'm sorry.
If you're saying
I didn't think you'd hear that.
If you're saying that right now we do that to girls in high school, okay, that's not true. But if you're saying that when we were in high school we did that, I can assure you, I didn't get anything. Nobody. Little girls, older girls.
It's not
boys,
true.
Donkeys. Yeah.
Hey, FBI, back off. Okay. Back off. I mean, you guys, you should, you know the feds are listening. You have a Middle Eastern on your show. Like,
that's true, yeah. We do. We got us a Semite. All right, Joe, question 19.
Mm-hmm. Question 19. Shags, if you were an evil sorceress, what would you use your powers for?
I don't know, like bring someone dead back.
Oh my God.
That's so
Again,
awesome.
just interesting.
Just interesting.
Wow.
I agree with you on that one. You know who it would be? Brittany Murphy.
That's right.
Oh, and it all comes full circle.
Yeah, I'd be like, Shags, bring back Brittany Murphy, and she'd go wabba-ding, wabba-down, and Brittany would be like, all right, here's what happened.
Yeah.
No,
I would
we
say
could get to the bottom of this finally.
Yeah. All right, last question. Let's do this.
Question number 20. Shags, how many more times would you like to co-host the Just Becousins podcast?
1,275.
That's my favorite number. That is my favorite number of all time.
Oh my God, you guys. Wow, what a blast it's been. I cannot tell you how much fun I have with the two of you. You guys are freaking amazing.
I'm looking forward to the next 2 years.
Two of my favorite people, really. Thank you for always putting up with me and my weirdness. Love you.
I'm just thrilled to pieces that Shags has been on 20 of our shows. What is that? What's the math? That's like 1/7 of our shows?
Oh,
I think so.
That's like, okay, you know that is... Oh my God, Joe. I just thought about this. 1/7 of our show. If you listen to one of our shows every day, you can have Shags on a Sunday. Shags, you're like religion. Whoa. Yeah. It's the religious. She's our spirituality.
Yep. I services at midnight.
Well, Shags, did you know that you had been on 20 shows?
No.
If you were to guess, would you have been close, you think?
No, honestly, I wouldn't. I would have been like maybe. It doesn't feel like that many, which means I'm having too much fun. So
good. Well, it's going to be more, I think.
I hope.
You're just a natural. I hear your voice, Shags, and I think, well, you should be on like video and audio. What do they call that? Oh yeah, TV.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. And I think I said my real name in like a part of this podcast. So go ahead and edit that out.
I don't remember you doing that. I don't think so.
Oh, it's in there. Oh, it's in there. Oh, it's it's so fucking in there.
Is it
this episode? You said it.
Oh yeah, I did. I did. So we're all screwed now, and everyone's going to be connected to me and the mafia that we run.
That'll be so. I would love it. I mean, I wouldn't love it. I would love it if like I got a knock on the door.
Fine. No, it's
fine. The NSA. They're like, we understand that you're in communication with a Middle Eastern woman, and that you talk about conspiracy theories, and we'd like you to come with us in this black van. Yeah. We're gonna get in a black helicopter, and we're gonna go to Bermuda,
Pakistan.
We're gonna go to the Pakistan Triangle. And
yeah, because they're on to you, Shags, because you're getting to the bottom of this Brittany Murphy shit.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm doing what America wants.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm gonna confess this whole episode has been a conspiracy. We want to bring you back to the show more and more because we feel like it's our only hope to get our listeners back. I don't know if you heard, Shags, but like for about 20 minutes, we had like thousands of listeners.
Yeah.
And then suddenly
they went away.
Yeah, suddenly they went away. And we figured if we did a big Shags celebration, you'd come back more, and then we could get our thousands of listeners back.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Yep, he's crazy.
Come on.
Hey, can I ask you guys
That's not true. Okay.
No, it's true. Can I ask you guys?
But okay, of course. I love doing the show with you guys. Are you insane?
It's so much fun. Can I ask you guys a conspiracy theory related question?
Mm-hmm.
Like on a really basic level. I've been reading about UFOs and stuff, right? That's part of the pantheon of conspiracy.
So you
theories.
do think Joe is a tall gray?
Absolutely, yeah. I've seen him naked, smooth. He's smooth down there, smooth. Anyway,
and gray.
One of the things is people who study UFOs are, and I'm going to spell this word because I don't know how to pronounce it, UFOLOGISTS. That's what they're called.
Huh?
How do you pronounce that? UFOLOGISTS. Is it ufologists? Is it ufologists? What is it?
Is it like a UFO gigolo?
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's like
say. I can't understand.
Sometimes older lady aliens just need some loving, and so they get a young guy, UFO gigolo.
I like the name ufologist.
Yeah, ufologist, right? Because if you
ufologist,
but we say
I also
UFO,
like UFO gigolo. And Shags, if we ever start a band, can we name our band UFO Gigolo?
Yes. Patent hashtag. You guys don't steal it.
Hashtag. That means it's ours because that's what hashtag.
Ours. That's what patenting does, guys.
That's what it does.
Pronounce
Hey Shags, when I don't know if you remember this, but when you co-hosted the show without me, you came up with another great band name. Do you remember that one?
No, of course not. I don't remember anything.
It was called Abu Gravy.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I fully listened to the episode too, and I don't. Okay, well,
it's like my favorite name for a band ever.
All right, so
10-second Shags. So don't worry.
All right, you guys shout Abu.
Hashtag Abu Gravy.